I think Sam wanted to ask you something too.
Salahuddin, how are you, buddy? Old pal of mine.
How you doing, Samuel
You got
Jackson? Well,
yeah. Well,
Jackson.
you got anime last time when that last Muslim was here. We and me are having a good conversation. Now I'm confused, and because I thought you're Sunni Muslim, but you're not.
Here we go.
So here we go. What do you mean? Here we go. Either you're Sunni or not. You have Shia, you have Sunni, you have Quran only. Because it's helpful. Because if I quote Shia hadith and you're Sunni, you're not going to accept it. That's why I'm asking for clarification. So if you accept Shia hadith,
I don't accept Shia mentality, so to speak. What I accept is that they have certain documents in their possession that are historical
okay.
and priceless.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to understand what your position is because obviously you have a unique position, you admit, because the Salafi Muslims don't agree with what you were saying. That's why I'm asking. So I don't know I know you're a Muslim and either you belong to a sect and agree what they say, or you're just a Muslim who takes what he wants here and there. That's why I'm asking. I'm not here to attack you because I'm baffled. This is the first time I've heard someone whom I thought was a Sunni that said the things you said. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know what picture you're trying to paint, but I take the approach of being someone who is educated in a system where I look for facts and I look for what we call the scientific method, so to speak. So I don't just sit around and expect people to feed me what I'm supposed to know. I actually go out into the world, into my intellect, and figure it out for myself. I don't sit around thinking like, this guy is right because he says so. I don't care about what somebody says. I want to look at the facts. I want to look at what actually happened.
Okay. Well, basically, then you are one of those that you will decide what's true, what's not. That's the point. So you don't fall under Sunni or Shia. That's it. See, that's simple.
We know that the Quran is the word of Allah and it has no flaws in it whatsoever.
Who's
so I
we?
believe that we the Muslims. So we know that the Quran is the preserved words of Allah, and we know that the Hadith and the Sunnah.
What source? So a Hadith and Sunnah. Well, the Hadith say no. The Quran was so corrupted that Uthman had to burn the Arabic Qurans of Muhammad's companions and standardize one. So what's Hadith? What are you talking about?
Like I said, there's a lot of history from what happened between the time of the death of the Prophet ﷺ to the end of the fourth caliphate. But in that time, the documentation is there. The proof is in the pudding. History recorded what happened, and we know that we can go back and look and see it. We know that he wrote these manuscripts. We know that they exist, so we can go back and look at them because they're preserved on vellum.
Al-Bukhari, I'm giving you your documentation. We can get it online, sunnah.com. Sahih Bukhari, volume 6, 509, 510. The documentation referring to says that the Quran was not perfectly because the Quran that was in circulation, written down by Muhammad's companions, were so different and contradictory that the Muslims almost came to civil war and were almost about to kill each other, which is why Hudhayfa, this is Sahih Bukhari, volume 6, number 510, says to Uthman, do something before the Ummah becomes divided like the Jews and Christians over the book. So Uthman ordered Zayd and 3 others to take the copy of the Quran that was in Hafsa's possession, which was a copy that Abu Bakr commissioned during his caliphate, make copies from that one, and then ordered all the other Qurans written down by Muhammad's companions to be destroyed. So I don't know.
That's great.
Are you okay with it?
If it was the Hafs, then yeah, because that's the original one. That's the one everyone agreed upon. The one that they had in her house was the main one.
No, that was in 1924, where in Cairo.
Not the Hafs. I mean the what's her name again?
Hafsa, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not everyone agreed with that. Abdullah bin Masud said no.
Man, get out of here. Just stop. Just stop.
No, you need to stop because you're now a joke. Because I'm going to give you. You want me to give you a deep?
No, man. You know how many people were involved in that? Just stop.
Uthman and Zayd only. And then Abdullah bin Masud, Ubay bin Ka'b, others did not agree. So you need to stop because you're going to embarrass yourself.
You know who did agree? You know who did agree? Imam Ali alayhi salam. So that's all I care about because that's the only person who knows.
Yeah, no. The Shia say you're full of it. They'll stuff you with camel urine. Stop it. Even sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Where'd you get that from? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Where'd you get that phrase
At
from?
the end of the day, you know what's funny? We actually have the manuscript in the flesh, so we can touch
No,
it
you
with our
don't,
hands.
because the manuscripts you have, they're full of variant readings. Give me one.
But guess
Name
what? They're still there, buddy. You can actually see
Give me
it.
one.
Be upon him. This be upon him.
You
Yeah.
can actually pick it up with your hands and hold it in your
Derek.
hand.
Derek, what's going on, man? Like you're not usually like this, you know? What's
Because
going
it's
on?
like it's like you can actually go pick it up with your hands and read it
No,
with
you
your
pick
own
up
face.
the 1924 Cairo edition. That
Just
Right.
stop it,
Quran
bro.
Arabic. The guy's a clown, man. He's being stupid.
Yeah.
See?
We have a preserved,
Not like
Derek.
carbon dated
Derek,
manuscript.
Derek Stalk.
Derek, you're tripping out, man. Like I
A preserved carbon dated manuscript.
You see how this you
Name
see
it.
what happens with this stuff, man. So hold on, we got a super chat here, man. Let's hey Sam and
Sorry,
Avery
guys,
does
sorry. I'm gonna leave you because this guy's acting like a kid now. Hey, stop. Yes,
it's a question for you.
All right.
Yeah,
question
some
for
just
you.
nice listening or something. Just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a question. It's a question for you, Sam.
Those bastards.
okay.
I love your
Yeah.
work.
Now,
Amen,
by the way,
amen.
here's an article for you. This one is to show you that the Arabic Quran that they read in the mosque is the one that came from Al-Azhar, where they standardized Hafs. So his Arabic Quran goes no further than 1924. So I just gave you an article on that. But this question, it's talking about the mystical letters in chapter 19, verse 1, where if you calculate it, it comes up with a message that Jesus Christ is God. Well, that's very complex. I know Christian Prince has mentioned it and others, but that, again, I don't know how convincing that's going to be for anyone.
Yeah.
Because it's letters, the beginning letters. In the chapter 19, they go, those letters have a numerical value that ends up providing a coded message to the deity of Christ. Now, I would not use that as a polemic or an apologetic, because how many people are going to believe that, right? So it's best just to go with what is written to make your case. Just go with the text itself, what appears in the text, to make your case. So if I go to chapter 19, I would actually use chapter 19 for a different way of arguing our position. For example, chapter 19:17, there it says God's spirit appears as a man and he speaks. We sent to her our spirit in the likeness of a perfect man. And then in 19:19, the spirit says, I'm only a messenger of your Lord to bestow on you, to give you, I will cause you to conceive a faultless son. So basically, you have God and his spirit who are distinct, and yet the spirit subject to God creates and gives life, and he's going to cause Mary to conceive a faultless son. And that's why the man just left. See?
Of course.
This is closed.
So anyway, you got this link. I just was asking because this was, if he's a Sunni, man, I'm surprised at some of the things he's saying. So this guy, what you're dealing with, he's not a Sunni, he's not a Shia. He's a cafeteria Muslim. He takes what he wants and rejects what he wants.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly. That's
that, no, thank you. I don't want this. So he doesn't represent anyone but himself. So he's his own scholar. He's his own ummah.